is, average middle class family, it is tough. Lower incomes have a little bit more benefits, what you all call rights. But that is why you create the life you want to live, no matter what country you're in.
What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchets React, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we are back with part 3 of Americans living abroad, telling us why they would never move back to
come back
the USA. We're super excited about this video, guys. If you're new to us and we're new to you, make sure you scroll down, hit the red subscribe button, and turn on the post notification bell so that you can join the family, because we're on the road to 50K. And we cannot get there without you guys. All right, join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Living abroad, please tell me why you would never go back. So I'm a U.S. American, and I've been living in Spain for the last 5 years. And for the first 3.5 years, my reasons would have been things like work-life balance and ease of travel, food, culture.
That's all we hear.
But a 1.5 years ago, I became a mom, and my reasons for never moving back to the U.S. drastically changed. When my daughter was born, unfortunately, she was diagnosed with HIE, which is a brain injury. She was in the NICU for a week. We got very lucky that it was just a week. They administered several life-saving treatments to her in that week. Aside from that, I was in the hospital for 4 days, and we left that hospital without paying a single bill. So during that very, very difficult week of talking to multiple doctors and seeing what the future was going to hold, we never had to worry about how we were going to pay for all of this. Something that was nobody's fault and was just
nobody's fault.
Say that though.
A thing that happened, unfortunately. So my daughter is now under the care of a neurologist for, if all goes well, 3 years. And I can't imagine having to pay for a pediatric specialist for what you can consider to be a pre-existing condition in the U.S. Like, how would I pay for that?
You gotta get rid of your house.
And
Collateral.
I had insurance when I lived in the U.S. I had decent insurance, and I still don't know how I would afford all of those specialist visits.
That is tough,
aside from just regular pediatrician visits. And then there's childcare. We pay about $200 a month for public daycare, and she goes for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and she is thriving. If we lived back in the States, it would mean I would have to quit my job, and just being a stay-at-home mom is not my journey. Or I would have to go back to working my 50, 60 hours that I used to work, and pay the bulk of my income to childcare, or hire a nanny, or depend on family members, older family members, probably, to take care of her. I don't know how y'all do it. I really don't.
It's tough.
Hats off to you, because parenting is difficult in any country, but I don't know how you afford it in the U.S.
Right. The affordable part is what blew her mind away.
Okay, so being a person who, again, I shared that I became pregnant in college. I got married to my high school crush in college. So after I graduated college, I took the journey of becoming a stay-at-home mom because it made sense for us. Regardless of my degrees that I have, a big chunk of what I would have made at my jobs would have been going to childcare.
Right.
So we would have been paying for someone to watch our baby. I would have been going to school for somebody, going to work for somebody to watch my baby.
Yeah, you'd have been working for that cost.
Right, exactly. Just for that. It wouldn't have, helped with much. So, but what I say to that is, average middle class family, it is tough. Lower incomes have a little bit more benefits, what you all call rights. But that is why you create the life you want to live, no matter what country you're in.
Facts,
we knew that what we had to go through, me being a stay-at-home mom, just surviving off of, well, I had income coming in as well as being a stay-at-home mom, but we knew that we didn't want that forever, so that's why we're working to create the life we want to live.
Yeah, she said that it's hard and hats off for everyone who does do it, but at the end of the day, it does come off as stressful because your money that you're making is not for you at that point no more.
Right.
You're working to survive and to maintain a balance that that you want to have a good lifestyle with.
Yeah, we're working to live.
And at that point, it gets real difficult because you're taking away from yourself. You're taking away so much time that you really can be investing your time into something else, but you have to do it with work. You have to do it with balancing your money, strategizing what you're going to do for the next few months.
Exactly.
And yeah, it's a lot of stuff.
Living abroad, please tell me why you would never go back.
First off, hi, I'm also an American living in Germany. I don't know that I could say I would never go back. It's just so absolute, and I don't know how my life would change in a few years. But what I can say about why I've stayed in Germany as long as I have is because of these social benefits. I mean, the sick leave, the employees' rights, the renters' rights, the paternal and maternal leave, the good wages, infrastructure. I mean, the buses here, the U-Bahn, the S-Bahn, like the transportation is so reliable and so clean. And yeah, I mean, the recycling here is great. There's incentive. It's a lot of reasons.
See?
If you're an American living abroad, please tell me why you would never go back.
That's an easy one. I live in the UK, so if I were to develop a medical condition that required constant care, or even an emergency situation where I needed immediate care, I wouldn't have to contemplate whether or not I could afford to take myself to the doctor, to the hospital. I could just go. And also, even though I'm never planning on having children, I don't have to worry about how much it's going to cost to buy them a bulletproof backpack.
Okay.
That was our conversation.
We did have that. I remember that.
Never go back. Okay, so I definitely have like a whole list of reasons why. But number one thing is that I think I would be living out of a cardboard box if I lived in the States because my student loan payments are so high, and teaching in the States, you just don't make a lot of money. And I honestly think that I would be living out of a cardboard box or live with my parents, and that that is not, nope. Is like these three right here, my three loves. You can't see. Oh, there she is. I would not be able to have pets in the States. It is so expensive to own pets in the States. Here, like if they get sick and I take them to the vet, the most I've ever spent is like $250, which I mean it's a lot, but it's nothing compared to what it would be in the States. And that was when Sadie was like really sick. Another reason, cost of healthcare. I just had to go to the ER like a couple weeks ago, and it cost me $43,000 to go to the ER and to be there for hours and get tests done and get medicine included, $43,000. And I only paid like $100 for insurance a month. In the States, I was making $11,000 a year, and they were trying to charge me $300 or $400 a month, making $11,000 a year.
No way.
How are you supposed to afford that? What job did she have?
And even with that, it wasn't good insurance. I would have still had to pay so much if I had to go to the hospital. Another reason is I feel so safe here. Korea is not as safe as people say it is, but it is still very safe. I mean, you still have to be very careful being a woman in any country. You have to be careful. But true. Compared to the States, where I used to literally see gunshots, like the muzzle flares in my neighborhood when I was like a kid. In the States, I feel so much safer in Korea. And just in general, my life here is so much better than I think my life could ever be in the States. So I came to Korea I told everyone I'm going to Korea, I'm never coming back, and it's been 3 years and I'm sticking with that. If you're an American living abroad,
I just don't think going backwards is a good thing. Period.
Not at all.
Hey TikTok, it's Sedona Lee. I am an American abroad and I live in Leipzig, Germany. I have also lived in Europe another period of time for 10 years, and that was not a great fit for me. So the first thing that works is that I like where I'm at. The next thing that works is 15% of my income goes to my health care, and there are no surprise bills.
Okay.
The next thing is that my rent for my apartment is 25% of my income, not 70% like it was in Portland.
That's big.
I live in a young and vibrant city where all kinds of people from all walks of life and any kind of person you could imagine lives here, and nobody bats an eye. That's why I love where I live. And the only way I would go back is if I was offered something better than I have here.
It sounds like they look at each other without having to be like, I wish I had that.
Right.
Sure, I can give my viewpoints. For context, I'm from South Carolina, but I live in South Korea. I've been here since May 2016. I'm in my classroom now, actually. Yeah, it's a big old classroom. Numerous reasons why I never want to move back to USA. One, the police. American police. Just
Coming from a
that,
black man.
and even me, like when I was living in the U.S. before I moved to Korea, I always got scared of police because I was wondering in the back of my mind that, oh, if I do something wrong, if he pulls me over, what if he shoots me? What if I'm going to die? If I
First
get
thought.
right then and there. And just knowing that, well, not just in Korea, but any other countries really, just knowing that, oh, the police, they're going about their day, I can mind my business, I can do what I need to do and go back home safely. And I got to worry about them ever again. It's an amazing feeling. Reason number 2, healthcare. Just knowing that, oh, if I ever get sick, I can just end up going to the hospital or medical center, get checked out, and go back home. If I had to worry about, oh, am I in network, or will this hospital doctor, will they take my insurance? No. At least in South Korea, I can go to the hospital, whether it be a public or private medical center, get checked out, go home, or pay the bill, and then go home, of course, and just never have to worry about being in debt ever again because nobody
That collects. Oh, that
nobody
adds
should
up.
be in debt for medical to just get health care. That should be a right.
That's
I don't care
crazy.
what type of respect you run. Nobody should be in debt. Just to say, or have to worry about, oh, will my insurance cover? Will my employer's insurance cover? Or am I in network? No one should have to worry about that. You should worry about getting better, recovering, and go home. That's it. Also, number 3, I just don't have an incentive to move back to the USA ever. Like most people who use family or friends, they miss their friends, their family. I miss them too. I miss my family. I miss my friends. It's Bryce and Corday. I hate you, Jamal Simmons. I hate you, especially I hate you, Reggie Timmons. Now I'm joking. But I just don't have that incentive to move back so quickly. Unless I have absolutely no choice to move back, then I'll do it. But for now, I just don't have it.
Tell them come visit you.
I feel that if I ever move back to USA, I'll probably lose my confidence. I'll probably lose my independence. Because for me, at least,
Oh, wow.
living abroad in general, it can't be just South Korea, it could be anywhere. I felt more confident. I felt more accomplished. I've done more things that I would have ever done if I ever lived in the U.S. Like, for example, I became an author. I wrote 2 books. And
That's good.
I'm kind of working on my 3rd book right now. And I would have never done so. I wouldn't have pushed myself to do so if I had still stayed in the USA. And also COVID happened too. That also pushed me to do that too. But yeah, like I said, I miss my family. I miss my friends. And yes, I do miss shopping because I'm a giant. I can't buy clothes in Korea. But other than that, I just can't think of a good reason to move back to the USA. I'll go back to visit, but I ain't moving back.
If you're an American living abroad, please tell me why you would never go back.
I'm not American, but I live in America and I travel quite a bit. This brand new 1-bedroom apartment costs only about $400 a month. And this right here is the view that I wake up to every single day. I can easily get a digital nomad healthcare which costs about $40 a month. I don't have to be force-fed bullshit by the media about being black. I don't have to worry about being shot to death in a shopping mall by some angry narcissist. Although I make more, but I can easily live on $1,000 a month if I wanted to. Now I can actually afford nice things, go to nice dinners with friends without having to worry about some unexpected expense coming up. Look, I can go on and on and on. And while I'm grateful that I can even call myself a US resident despite my background, there is so many things I would change.
If you're an American living abroad,
That was nice.
please tell me why you would never go back.
Okay, so this is mine.
So I'm an American living in Germany.
I don't live abroad yet. I plan on retiring soon and moving to Iceland. I can't get citizenship in Iceland until I've lived there for a couple of years. But all the reasons everybody else is putting about why they wouldn't want to live here, I understand. The Nordic countries have their act together big time. And there would be no chance that Trump would ever be president there.
Oh.
You're an American.
Okay, didn't see that. They ended that with a banger.
Yeah.
Okay.
So many good reasons on this video. So many good reasons. Again, it's just, I think it comes down to just personal preference, background. Of course, we all know in the United States, we just never know where the next school shooting is going to be, or when the next school shooting is going to be. It's crazy that we even have that thought in the back of our head when we're sending our children to school. But that's why we have the choice of free will. If you are really scared about that, and I'm sorry to say that this is the choices, but you have homeschool. You know, you have other options.
Private schooling as well. Yeah.
You know, there's bad everywhere, guys.
It really is. Like, there's nothing you can avoid. Like, there's some things that's just gonna happen that's unavoidable. You know what I'm saying? So, another thing though, like when they do live in these different countries and whatnot, he said $400 on rent. He can save $1,000 easy. It's not 75% of his check; it's 20%. So, like out here, we got a lot of people that will be more, you know, in a position to be more They like to celebrate their success because they come from a struggle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
we come from a struggle.
Like out here, like we do come from a struggle. So whenever people do get their riches and they earned it, you know what I'm saying? It just gives you a different character, a different appreciation. You know what I'm saying? And it makes you want to come back and help people that you know that's in the same position.
Right. Help.
But out there, you get it, you good. You can go out to, you don't have to worry about saying, no, I got it, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can just afford it and go out there and do what you want.
Yeah, I feel like abroad, it depends on the country, but certain countries, they provide a better way of life by, you know, free college, free healthcare. They give them a head start. Like for us, if we say we want to go to college, okay, do you qualify for grants? If you don't, you'll have to get loans. Then when you finish school, you'll have to get a job to pay back those loans.
Right.
It's just a lot. I just feel like they just offered them a better
You
head
know,
start.
it's so crazy that once you get into your adult age, your first big payment is loans. Like you have to pay that off first.
You got debt.
You got debt. As soon as you come an adult, you be like, yeah, I finally was able to pay off my school loans and all my fees that I owe over the previous years of living. You know what I'm saying? And now I can finally save my money how I want to. But hey.
Yeah, but I mean, there's no real American dream anymore. We're not living in the 50s, the 60s, all that with a house, a good job, a family, a white picket fence. No, we're living in 2022. There's different American dreams. You have to work hard to get the American dream you want.
Yeah.
And if the American dream that you want is to live abroad, go do that.
Yes.
You know, go do that. For us, we're going to visit as many countries as we can in the upcoming years.
Yeah.
Because we are working hard to create the life we want to live. We're working hard to create our American dream.
And I feel that's how it's supposed to be for every individual. You don't never want to get on social media or TikTok or any of these apps and see what's so beautiful on the other side of the world that you say, you know what, I'm going to forfeit my lifestyle and go try to afford or live on that side because of what they're telling me. No, you got to sit back, analyze your own doing, see what you want in your personal space, and then work hard to put those things in your personal space.
Right. You said it's a jungle out here.
It's a jungle out here, boy.
Can you
better
survive
be
the jungle?
You gotta be at it. You gotta handle that. You feel me?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
We don't know.
I don't know.
What you want to
do? Like this video, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. Let's continue this conversation down in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for being respectful and kind and showing appreciation for your countries and allowing us to show appreciation for our country as well. We have enabled our super thanks if you would like to support the channel that way. It just helps us to create more quality content for you guys. All right? We'll see y'all soon.
Peace.